Hey there, today I have a fun resin project for you using gold leaf. Hey, I'm Sarah. You're watching Creative Ramblings, where I share simple, inspiring projects. Today I have another resin project for you. We're going to work in a petri dish mold using clear and dyed resin and some gold leaf. So let me show you how you can make one of these gorgeous pieces. Let's jump right in. So here's what we're going to use for this project here. We're going to use amazing clear cast resin, which I've used in some of my other projects before. If you want to check out those beginner resin videos, be sure to click the link up above. We're also going to use this petri dish silicone mold. We're just going to use one of them today. And then this is a sheet of gold metal leaf. It's also helpful to have a tweezer to use this. The final thing you're going to need is some opaque resin dye. Now I've already mixed up a batch of clear resin in a 1-to-1 ratio, and we've let it sit and let some of the bubbles get out of there. And now we're just gonna pour it into one of these petri dish molds here. And for this first part, we only wanna fill it about halfway full. Gonna kind of pop some of those larger bubbles. I'm going to let it sit for just a moment to let some of the bubbles rise to the top. You can also use a torch or a heat gun to remove some of those bubbles. Now, while the resin is still wet, we are going to add some of this gold leaf. Now, gold leaf is really quite fragile, so I'm going to use this little tweezer here to just add little pieces. My gloves were a little sticky from the resin, so we're gonna remove those. But sometimes this will stick to your hands if you use it. But we're just gonna drop pieces of the gold leaf into the resin in a really kind of haphazard manner. Nothing fancy here, nothing geometric. You can also buy flakes of gold leaf that are already broken up, so you wouldn't need to do this here. You could just dump those flakes in. So as we go along adding this, you can kind of take a toothpick and just move some of this around within the resin. We want to make sure that the pieces of gold leaf are kind of pushed down a little bit. Ideally, we don't want them all sitting on the bottom. And just move gently so as not to create any more bubbles. So once I have this all where I want it and have the right amount of gold leaf in there, I'm gonna let this layer dry completely. Then we're gonna come back and add the second layer. So let's let this sit. Okay, so our resin is cured here. Now we're going to add a second layer. So I've got some clear resin mixed up, and we are going to add in some white opaque dye, which is gonna give us a beautiful base to this petri dish here. Just gonna take the dye and add it a couple drops at a time. We squirt it in, and we're gonna mix that up real gently. And I want it to be a really opaque white color. And we're not quite there, so we're gonna add just a little bit more. Okay, so now we are all mixed up, and now it's time to pour it right on top here. All right, we're gonna let that one cure. We'll come back and pop it out. All right, this is sat up. We are ready to pop it out of the mold. Let's see what it looks like. This piece turned out absolutely beautiful, and I'm loving how the gold leaf is just kind of floating in that clear resin over the white base. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and check out my resin playlist for more introductory beginner resin tutorials that you can try right now. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next video, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.